Yeah, I say put mental health first, because if you don't, then you're not going to enjoy your sport and you're not going to succeed as much as you want to.
Simone Biles' withdrawal from most of the main gymnastic events at the Tokyo Olympic Games will remain a cautionary story for our times. Utilizing Instagram, Ms. Biles announced that her problem was the twisties, a phenomenon in which gymnasts lose the ability to keep track of their bodies going at high speed.
It's been really stressful, this Olympic Games, I think, just as a whole, not having an audience.
Fortunately, the 24-year-old returned to the balance beam this week and won a bronze medal. But while the coronavirus pandemic will eventually recede, the mental health pandemic will not.
We as athletes are often put on a pedestal that we're beyond any, mental hindrances or clutter.
The build-up to her Tokyo appearance gave the impression that Simone Biles' career was on the cusp of a fairy tale ending. So let's enter the mess that became her Olympics through the door of a fairy tale. Once upon a time, in a faraway land called Harvard University, a young man named Mark Zuckerberg came upon the idea of using the internet so students in college could connect easily and instantly with friends.
The last 5 years of Facebook have really just been about helping people get signed up and stay connected with their friends. But I think the next 5 or 10 years are going to be about all of these different products and industries that can be rethought.
Sadly, fairy tales that begin in wonder can go wrong. And one day the young wizard turned into the sorcerer's apprentice, creating a nightmare of multiplying Facebook friends who could not control the unreal lives they found on Mark's social media platform. One of those who got lost was Simone Biles.
We appreciate that the top athletes and the greatest athletes have a brand and that they need to have a social media presence. However, it can be hugely detrimental to their mental health when they're having negative comments after negative comments and hugely critical comments.
The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences 25th Annual Academy Awards.
Fame became a mass media phenomenon decades ago when people became mesmerized by the stars on Hollywood's big screens.
Here in the Pantages tonight is the world's most glamorous audience.
People would go to the movies or watch television and think, I wish I could be that famous.
I see Merle Oberon sitting down there just to the right corner of the screen.
With social media, the siren song of celebrity became reality.
They're not Michael Jackson, they're not Tom Cruise, but they are very famous, and they're more famous than they ever could have been without the internet and without social media.
Celebrities routinely and willingly sacrifice mental stability for fame. It's irresistible. What we've done with modern social media is democratize neurosis.
I think we're just a little bit too stressed out.
The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, starring the entire Nelson family, Ozzie, Harriet, David, and Ricky.
The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, about the real-world Nelson family, ran on television from 1952 to 1966. It was one of the most popular TV shows ever. But for the cultural left, it represented a U.S. society that was overly idealized, personally repressive, and too morally restrictive.
We need to get with the times. We need to wake up and say, dude, where's my party? My party is in the 1950s. They're with Ozzie and Harriet.
Today, the damage done to millions, notably the young, is not because they are weak or vulnerable, but because no one should try to live inside these highly interior bubbles with so little structure.
The greatest of all time, which I wish they would stop doing that, is just, it puts a target on her back and makes her, everybody's looking for every little move that she does.
Forget breaking up Facebook, which would merely multiply the original nightmare. Either we wake up and relearn some lost basics, or get used to seeing the derailment of a magnificent career like Simone Biles become an everyday event.